Hey, Alexus, beauties and flawless man. Welcome back to part 2 of Christians should love you, but they don't have to. The reason they don't have to is because we all have free will. But I was doing my extended research and I was reading in Jeremiah chapter 47, verses 10. And it says, "Cursed is he who does the work of the Lord deceitfully. And cursed is he who keeps back his sword from blood." Alexus, beauties and flawless men. Cursed is he who does the work of the Lord deceitfully. You cannot do the work of the Lord halfway. You cannot only love some people. You cannot only follow some of the laws. Like when we read and we get on this journey, that's it. You have to keep going. Of course, you're going to backslide. Of course, things are going to get hard. Of course, things are going to go left, but you have to keep going. And it is deceitful. The Lord said, I don't know where this was, but if we find it, then we will come back with another episode. But I remember one time reading that the Lord had said that it's better for you to say that you've never known him, to know him, and then to turn your back on him. So we know in the book of Jeremiah that the Lord get very emotional. If you have not already, watch that 7-part series of why the Lord is upset with his men and women being whores. This was a prophecy against the Philistines. I'm sorry. This was a prophecy against Moab. And throughout Jeremiah, the Lord was talking about why he was upset. And when he was giving the prophecy in Moab, that is what he said. Cursed is he who deceitfully does the work of the Lord. The Lord knows when you're lying. The Lord knows. And deceit is one of those things that you probably do not know about. You're probably not aware of. Because when people go to the word of God, it sounds good. People know what they be talking about. Everything looks good. Your lifestyle is equaling up to, good. But that is a curse when you do the Lord's work deceitfully. We should be loving all people. We should be teaching people. And cursed is he who keeps back his sword from blood, which means it's also a curse to not fight. So to do the work of the Lord deceitfully is one thing, and then to not fight for what is right, to not change your behavior, to not change your mind, to not wholeheartedly acknowledge your iniquities, but to go and try to teach somebody or do something is deceitful. We are humans, and anybody can pick up a Bible and read. And that's what we try to get to. We try to teach people so they can go on their own and have this relationship. But you can't be one way in front of the public and another way behind the scenes. And again, we have things that we're working on. So yeah, that might take some time, but you have to be genuine. You have to be real. The Lord knows when you're a liar, and you have to continue to fight. So you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to go against what everybody else is talking about. Jeremiah is, to me, one of the best testimonies because the Lord had been very vulnerable up until this time. And he began to break down everything. And Jeremiah tells us why. Like, why? Any question we ever had, like, why do I need to repent? Why do I need to be so, like, why? Like, why do I need to do this? It's all in Jeremiah. So as a Christian, we are held to certain standards that we should be changing and should be working on. You shouldn't only be loving the people on the front row in a congregation. We should be working to love all people. We should be working to have the love of Christ. And we shouldn't be doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. We know when we're being deceitful. And if we don't know, then this is why we have to check ourselves and we have to be humble. The word deceit scares my soul. I first heard that when I was talking to a young man and I was cooking, and I just heard deception, and my heart dropped. And I was like, nah, I don't even know what that means. And I looked it up, and then the Lord began to unravel the relationship, letting me know that it was fake. The next time I heard deception, my heart dropped again. Like when I hear that word in the spirit, it is wild. But the next time I heard deception, I ain't even heard deception. I ain't even heard deceitful. I'm minding my own business and I heard hoodwink. And I'm like, And for a couple of days, I was scared to look it up because I'm like, that sounds crazy. Like I never heard hoodwink. Like HOODWI. I think it's CK. I looked that up. That is another word for deception. So the Lord had again showed me someone that was lying. And what they're doing, it doesn't look like a lie. I've invested a lot of time. But this is one of the reasons why I said I'm not going to be referring anything, and I'm going to be more cautious with that referring people, because the Lord has been revealing some people to me. And the last thing I want to do is refer somebody. And I'm trying to work on myself, making sure that I'm doing everything right that I need to be doing over here on this channel. The last thing you want to do is judge anybody, because it can happen to anybody. But I think being a liar is just the nature of some people. And then they get with God and they don't work on being a liar. And so they just go forth and they're trying to teach and they're trying to do different things and they stay in that category. We have to change our hearts and our minds. We have to heal. We have to get rid of that trauma. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what we're going through. When we start on the journey, we got work to do and you can't ignore it. So Alexus Love Beauties and Flawless, man, be careful as I am learning to be careful. And like I said, even when the Lord exposed somebody to you, the Lord can expose you to somebody. We're all human. We just have work to do. And the Lord knows when you're working and you're an honest, true person, then He will work with you and there will be no exposure. But if you're doing things behind the scenes and you know it's not right, you're not loving people, you're not taking care of God, nor you're not taking care of God's people, that is a curse. So we should be loving all people. We should be helping all people. We should be doing good things. So I love you. God bless you. When you get time, I encourage you to read Jeremiah chapter 48, verses 10, and have a fantastic day.